Hi you guys, my name is Cherita. Welcome to my channel. Okay, so if you didn't watch my live stream on Friday, new hair, don't care. Sorry, it's fall. I decided to do something different. So how have you guys been? How have you guys been? I know we're entering into a season that's particularly hard for me. I don't do well with like cold weather. I just don't do well during like fall and winter when it comes to my mental health. So how are you guys? How are you? All right, so in today's video, I'm gonna be talking about this drama surrounding around a YouTuber by the name of Hiram. Hiram is a skincare specialist YouTuber, and we're gonna be talking about what drama just started kind of happening with him. I've decided that I'm gonna start telling you guys what I'm doing with my face as far as makeup goes, and I'm gonna be doing 7 days of trying different drugstore brand foundations. In today's video, I'm wearing Revlon Photo Ready Candid Natural Finish, and this is in the color 550. And as long as I'm doing the foundation test, I'm gonna be doing the same primer, the same setting spray, the same setting powder. I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm just gonna be using a different foundation, and that's today's foundation. So day one of trying 7 different drugstore foundations. So keep that in mind while you're looking at me. If you're looking at me. And just in case you guys have other questions on my eyes, which you probably can't see because of these eyelashes, but I'm using this palette from You Can Be, and it's called My Honey. This is a very neutral palette. And then my bronzer, contour, blush, and highlighter is Neon MUA, his collab with Midas, and it's the Dusk palette. And these are the colors that I'm using currently on my face. I'm using the only blush, the only highlighter, the only bronzer, and the only contour is on this face right now. And then I guess at the end of the 7 days, I'll let you guys know in a separate video. I don't know how it's gonna work, but today, Revlon, get into it. All right, so we're gonna be talking about Hiram and how he's canceled. So again, if you don't know who Hiram is, he's a 21, 22, he's young. And he, on his YouTube and his TikTok, I don't follow him on Instagram, but I do know on his YouTube and his TikTok, he does a lot of videos that have to do with skincare. And he recommends a lot of things, and then he tells you things not to use for your skin. Now, yes, he's young, and he can't tell me, a 35-year-old black woman, what to do with her skin. He can't. He's not black, he's not old, he's just somebody who's interested in skincare. Now, here's the thing. I still watch his videos because he can tell me stuff about oily skin, he can tell me stuff about dry skin, he can tell me things about skin in general. And because he is a white man, and particularly a white gay man, which we know when it comes to makeup and skincare, they rule it all. They do. And if you try to tell me otherwise, James Charles, Jeffree Star, there's my argument. So Hiram, while he's not on my radar, if I wanted to talk about skincare and I typed in skincare, he'd be the first person to pop up because of his male white privilege. Sorry to say it, but it's true. I don't know how I came across him, but I think I first found him on TikTok, and then I started watching, you know, videos of him on YouTube. I think his content is good. I think his content is fine. He has a lot of videos for different types of skin, and when I'm talking about oily, dry combination. And he also plugs a lot of different people. He'll be like, hey, I know I'm white, but go check out this black woman who can tell you about sunscreens for deeper skin. Hey, go check out this brown woman, or check out this brown man. He plugs people. That's what he does, and I feel like maybe that's why, one of the reasons I really like him, because it's not all about Hiram. It's not all about Hiram. It's, hey, I can't tell you everything, so go watch this person. I can't tell you everything, go watch that person. He plugs people. Now, it's not his fault that nobody else goes and watches them, but I digress. So let's talk about the drama. So Hiram apparently, allegedly, was asked by Black women to speak at a specific conference. It was called the Black Girl Prophet event or something like that. And Hiram went to his Twitter and was like, hey, I'm so excited to let you guys know that I'm gonna be guest speaking at this event for talking about skincare. It's called Black Girl's Prophet. Now, he's not Black, nor is he a woman. And that did not sit right with a lot of people, and I understand why. However, I don't think people should have been mad at him. I don't think they should have put 1000% of the blame on him, and that's what they did. They were like, how dare you take away from other Black women and this, that, and the other. And he did, kind of come back and was like, just let you know, I'm the only white person on this panel. The only white person on this panel. I'm not saying that makes it okay. However, he was asked to speak. He didn't jump in and was like, ooh, hey, is there a what? Can I please? Because here's the thing. There's a lot of people out there, and don't tell me I'm lying. There's a lot of people out there that will do not anything, but damn near anything for money. Let's talk about Jeffree Star and that man that did his wig. That man sold his soul to the devil so that he could be like, so I think he got like what, 20 grand? Just so Jeffree Star could look better to the Black community. This was not one of these instances. Hiram is not under any hot water. Hiram, to my knowledge, has not been, he hasn't used the N-word. And here's the thing. I'm one of those people where it's like, show me you changed via your actions. And everything that Hiram has done on his TikTok, on his Twitter, on his YouTube, I've never got suspect vibes. Now apparently there's some receipts about him saying, well, I don't really know if Shane is racist, or I don't really know if Shane did or said this or whatever. But if you're gonna cancel Hiram for something that he said years ago about Shane, then y'all need to cancel me, because I've worn Jeffree Star products before. People can change and people can understand. It was wrong of me to say this about that person. It was wrong for me to support that person. And again, I don't know where Hiram stands, but I feel like what he does in the community is bigger than what a lot of other people do. And I'm talking about the skincare community. I don't think, unless it has to do with sunscreen, where I put on sunscreen and I look like Casper the Ghost. Yeah, that's a big deal for Black and brown people. But other than that, if we're talking about moisturizer or hyaluronic acids or toners or masks or anything like that, I don't think that skin color has a lot to do with it. I think it's more of skin type, which is why I don't mind watching a white beauty influencer who has the same kind of skin that I do, normal to combination, whatever. I don't know my skin type, but normal to combination. I can watch anybody do their makeup and be like, okay, that's how I have to follow the same steps. Or somebody who has eczema prone skin like I do. Okay, I don't care what their skin color is. They have eczema prone skin. I need to figure out what they do to help their skin. And I know this is gonna be very problematic, but unfortunately, in order for Like, especially when, and you guys know when it comes to social media, you know this is exactly how it works. In order for other people to thrive, like the skincare community, who truly was paying attention to the skincare community? Because I know there's quite a few black estheticians who are trying to make their, you know, they're trying to make it, but nobody's gonna watch them until what? Until white people tell them to watch, because black people don't always support black people. Ooh. Ooh. However, white people will support black people that white people tell them to support. They're like, ooh, you need to go watch so-and-so. You need to go watch so-and-so. You need to go watch so-and-so. I'm not saying it's right. I'm just saying that's how the world works, at least on YouTube. So a lot of people are saying, well, Hiram could have turned down he could have turned it down. He didn't have to speak. And you're right, he could have. But when a group of black women come and ask you, hey Hiram, we totally could use you, and he's like, wow, like he felt honored. He was like, wow, they want me to speak. He was seeking validation from these black women. Wow, they're asking me to speak. He could have said no, but who's to say they would have went after a smaller black content creator? That's on them. They were using Hiram to get a bigger audience. Do y'all remember when Chi Chi did that with Jeffree Star? Do you remember? First of all, people stand Juvia's Place, period. And then all of a sudden, they were like, oh my God, Jeffree Star thinks we're amazing. Sis, we've been telling you, you were amazing from the beginning. But she wanted that white acceptance. But the thing is Juvia's Place was already getting all the acceptance. Nikki tutorials. But no, Chi Chi thought it was a good idea to, oh my God, Jeffree Star. He's the end all be all. To me, Hiram's not the end all be all, especially when it comes to black women and their skincare. What they were doing is they were getting other people, like Hiram's audience, to listen to them. I think he has always uplifted black voices. He did a video, I forget who he did it with, but it was called I Used to Be a Humanitarian or something like that, where, you know, like the rich white people, they go to Africa and they're like, ooh, look, I love black people. And they take the pictures with like the, you know, the African kids, and it's supposed to make them feel better about themselves. Hiram did a whole video about how he didn't realize how damaging that was to that community. How many people come out and do things like that? And here's the thing, if Hiram comes out with a problematic past, I will take all of this back. But I don't think the hate that Hiram is getting is warranted, because he did not insert himself into this situation. But another thing is, he was left to fend for himself. When, you know, when people started saying, oh, you should have never done this, you should have never done that. And he apologized right away, but I don't think he got the backlash that he deserved. I honestly don't. We ask for allies, and then when we get allies and our kin tells allies, hey, can you come help us? Then all of a sudden it's an issue. Do we want allies or do we not? It's not like Hiram invented this event and then asked like 2 or 3 black women and then just had a bunch of other white people. No, this was an event put on by black people. I see both sides. I honestly do. I see where, 1, he shouldn't have been invited, and 2, he shouldn't have accepted. But then on the other hand, it's like, why not? Why not? If there was just a skincare event and there were 39 white people speaking and then 1 black person, and that 1 black person accepted, that people would take it differently. People would be like, oh, I can't believe you sold out to the white man for this event. And then other people would be mad, wow, how come there's not enough black people speaking? Like, which way are we gonna have it, y'all? which way? It is called Black Girl Profit. I understand that. But he was there to speak about skin. And I'm using the past tense because he felt the need to just not participate. Which again, I see both sides. I'm not saying he should have dropped out, but then but he was literally left out to dry. Like, they didn't care about him. They were like, oh, you can do this on yourself, Hiram. You can figure this out. You can get attacked by black women. And again, I don't think anybody should have been attacked. I don't think anybody should be at fault. I think this whole situation is ridiculous. There's a lot of people of color. There's a lot of people who are oppressed who would jump at the decision to speak at an event that you know is racist or transphobic or homophobic. If that group or community could do something good for you and your brand, unless they were just like outright racist, you can't tell me you would just be like, no. Let's take YouTube Black, for instance. I think YouTube Black is an amazing thing, but YouTube Black had to be made because things like VidCon and whatever other YouTube events that they have are catered to a lot of white people. So they had to make YouTube Black on their own, but it's like, how come we can't just go to VidCon, or how come the black people just can't be integrated with what mainstream YouTube is? But do you know how many people attend YouTube Black? Because it's amazing for them. A lot of black people attend YouTube Black. But we know that YouTube does not cater or support black influencers as a whole. We know that. So why would you go and put your name out there for YouTube itself? And I'm not bashing anybody for doing it, because my goal is to be able to go to YouTube Black. I would love to go to YouTube Black. But what I'm saying is, you cannot be mad at Hiram for accepting something that he was invited to, because they trust his judgment. He says and does a lot of good things for the skincare community, period. And he also uplifts black voices. He does not silence black voices. So what's the difference? To me, there's no difference. So like I was saying, sometimes it takes a white person so that other white people will listen. That's why allies are necessary. Yeah, Hiram can be like, hey, maybe you should listen to this black person talk about skincare, and maybe you'll find out some things that I don't know. And he's young. Listen to this older black person. Listen to this more mature black person. I don't see anything wrong with what Hiram is doing or has done. But again, that's just me, and if I missed out on something, let me know. So I think that's it for today's video. If you liked it, make sure you give it a big thumbs up. That helps me out a lot. Also, do not forget to link up with me on my social media. All of that information will be down below in the description box. And until my next video, I'll see you guys later. Bye.